Okay, I am making this video in response to the email regarding the verification request which was submitted to Google. This is the email which I received, and there are certain update demo video requirements. So the video which I am submitting now will be an extension of the video which I submitted earlier. And here I find that certain requirements are required to be added to the video which was already submitted for verification. So first requirement is to show how a user logs into your app. So now I'll go to my app. The app is BiziMan.co, and this is the address bar. This is the first home page of the app, and the logging part is from this login button which opens the login form. I go to the email, and this is the email ID with which this uh, app has been subscribed to. So this subscriber is a person who is got certain services which he provides to his clients. So I am now logging in as a subscriber. I enter the email ID, then I enter the password, and having entered that, I submit. So this submission will take me to the dashboard, the console of the app. Here I now have done the first part of logging in. Now I will go on to grant access to the requested scopes, for which I'll go to the clients page. Here we find a button which says Google consent and a prompt for the subscriber to tell that what this consent button is all about. So it says BiziMan enables download of your contacts in your Gmail ID, and this is the Gmail ID of the subscriber. If you are keen to download the same to your contacts list, as well as your Google Calendar is to be kept in sync with the BiziMan calendar, click on Google consent to proceed further and give your permissions to Google. So having read this, the subscriber clicks on Google consent. The page is now served by Google, where the BiziMan app logo is there, and choose an account to continue to BiziMan. And as required, I'm showing you the client ID. This is the client ID on top of the page here. Okay, so there was a requirement to zoom into it. So zooming is not making the client ID very clear, but I'll do something. I'll just copy it and I will show it to you on this page here. I will just paste it, and as you can see, the client ID is shown here very clearly. This is the client ID. So this is the client ID which I was required to highlight. So here we get the client ID. Okay, so this is the client ID, and I'm sure now you'd have seen the client ID very clearly up to this point. Okay, so and this is the app. This is the app project ID for which the Google verification video is being submitted, and this is the client ID as shown to you in the console in the address bar. Now I choose the account for which I want to give permission. I click on that, and I am taken to the warning that this app is not verified, and rightly so, because it is under verification right now, and I say the continue button. Then I'm served the page. BiziMan wants access to your Google account. This is the account, and this is the logo. This is the name of the app, what they can access, and since I am going to give permission to all the permissions which are listed over here, and then this is make sure you trust BiziMan. and the privacy policy in the terms. After I click on continue, the permissions are granted by Google and the app is directed back to the page from where we started. Here the user, that is the subscriber, gets a feedback on all the permissions which have been accorded by Google. This is just one-time permission, and if I refresh the page, this information goes away. So up to now I have given you information regarding the BiziMan grant access to the request, the consent screen, and the app's name has been shown. The consent screen has shown the URL including the client ID has been given very clearly. Now I come to the last part, how the app uses the requested scopes. So the scopes are basically broadly two parts. One is the contacts and the other is the calendar. So first I'll show you about the contacts. The purpose is to import Google contacts into the client database. So I click on the import button. Import client. Import your clients from Google Contacts. Contacts will be added to your client's database. So I click on the import now button. I say Google Contact, Gmail contacts, and I say 10 of them. Number of clients to be imported 10, and I click on the proceed button. The clients are imported by the app, imported 10 clients and added to the client's database. So the purpose of the contact scope is primarily that the subscriber imports his contacts from the Gmail to the client's database of the app. So here I close it, the page will auto refresh and the imported clients are now listed here and added to the database. As you can see, the client's source is also mentioned, that this client has come from Google. All these clients which were downloaded have come from Google. So it is clearly mentioned over here. So this is the purpose of the contact scope that was granted permission by Google. Now we come to the second part of the calendar scope, for which I'll pause the video, add a client and then resume the video. Now I resume the video and this is the client which I have added. As you can see, the source is staff over here. The client has been added by the staff and this client was imported from Google. So there is very clear indication of which client has come from where. Now I am going to demonstrate the use of the second scope, category of scope, which is the calendar. So what I need the calendar for? So here is the use that when I create a new appointment, I will do it for the client which I just added, and then I go to the various services which I as a subscriber I'm providing. I will just leave this as it is and go to the date, and let's say I want to book something on 23rd. So the app serves me the time slots which are available. I will take the first slot at 10:30 and here I click on 10:30. Once I click on 10:30, this button changes to creating, and now the app is creating this appointment for the client, and now the appointment has been recorded. Alright, so once the appointment is recorded, I go to the calendar of the app, and here on the calendar I see that on 23rd there is a recording of this appointment. Okay, so this is the calendar of the app. The BiziMan app provides the option of syncing this calendar with the Google Calendar. So this is the Google Calendar which is open. This is my calendar. I will refresh this. When I refresh it, I find that there are additional sub calendars added, and here on 23rd I find that this is the staff number, and this calendar, this is the appointment which was added for the staff. Okay, so this is the purpose of this calendar app. So here when we see that the for the month of July 23rd, these are the staff and these are the sub calendars which have been added to the main calendar, and this is the time which has been added to the calendar. So with this facility, there will be never a chance that the Google Calendar of the staff member has got an appointment already booked, and if I want to book an appointment through the app during that time and there is a clash, the app will report that clash and say that this slot is not available. So this is the purpose of the calendar scope. So I've given you the details of both the scopes, the contact and the calendar, how it is being used by the app. So this is all that is required to be clarified. This is the project ID as I've indicated earlier. This is the name of the app. This is the description which was shown in the previous video too. So I'll just minimize this, and this is all that I have to cover in this video. And now I am going to submit this video again to Google for verification and approval of my request for grant of permission. Thank you.